What is the difference between being rich and being wealthy? I mean, both have to do with having a lot of money, so is there really a difference between them? That's what I'm going to be going over today and exactly why it matters. Alright, although you might not think about it all that often, there really is a pretty big difference between being wealthy and being rich. And it was best explained to me by a good friend's dad. And what he said was that the rich have a lot of money, but the wealthy, they don't even worry about it. They don't even think about it. And as valid as this felt to me, I still couldn't escape the idea that if you had a lot of money, you wouldn't worry about it. So I was still kind of pondering the difference. So let's discuss why the wealthy don't worry about money and the rich still do. It'd be really nice not to worry about money for once. It's got to do with everything you do: food, shower, hygiene, whatever. Just be really nice. I want to know what's their secret. You see, what it comes down to is a constant positive inflow of money. And what I mean by that is how much money at the end of the day, at the end of the week, the month, at the end of the year, do you have left over that you didn't need? That positive amount. What is it? Alright, to look into this a little bit deeper, let's use an example. Let's say that $200,000 is a big chunk of change. And let's assume we've got two individuals who both make $200,000 after tax each year. In one hand, we've got an individual who likes the fact that he's now making $200,000 a year. He loves it. He rents a nice apartment. He leases a nice sports car, maybe a Mercedes, maybe a Ferrari, who knows. And he indulges in lavish lifestyle. He buys expensive clothes, he eats at expensive restaurants, and he's really enjoying his life. And for that fact, yeah, this guy is rich. However, by the end of the year, he's racked up $180,000 in spending, leaving him with only $20,000 left over. And to a lot of people, $20,000 is a lot. However, for this individual who spends $180,000 a year to sustain their lifestyle, this $20,000 doesn't get them very far, maybe a couple of months, if the unforeseen were to happen and they had lost their job. And then on the other hand, we've got an individual who just loves to budget their money. They love to shop at wholesale food vendors, wholesale clothes. They're not worried about the brands that they wear, that they have. What they derive their happiness from comes from something else. So they are frugal with their money, and they only spend $90,000 that year, leaving them with a whopping $110,000 that they didn't need. This alone would cover them more than an entire year had they lost their job. But let's put money and numbers aside. Of these two individuals, how happy do you think they are? How much do you think they worry about money? In the first instance, with the person who spent $180,000 that year, they might be happy because of the things that they bought, things that they experienced. But those are just superficial things, and they only leave a fleeting happiness. How on the other hand, we've got an individual who probably doesn't derive their happiness from superficial items or brands or what else it might be. They probably derive their happiness from their friends, their family. So who's truly happier? Don't forget, people, money isn't everything. It's how you spend it and who you spend it with.